Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all? Welcome to the sister channel to this channel, not sister channel, but the parallel theme of this channel where we talk about things around the world. And in today's theme, we have the first gay prince of India. And yeah, I mean, it is an important story. I'll give you all the details, why I'm talking about this, the need for this and everything. And yeah, let's get into the video. Let's go. Now, first of all, we are talking about this story today. It's because it's June, and June is the Pride month all across the earth, and it is very important because we celebrate the LGBTQ community, right? The G in the LGBT obviously stands for gay, and we are talking about that today. Now, why this story is important is because, let's talk about it first, and then we'll talk why the story is important, okay? So, the first gay prince, his name is Manvendra Singh Gohil, and he is from the Gohil dynasty. He was born on 23rd September 1965. Now he's, roughly like my father's age. So yeah, this is a story that goes back in time, okay? He was born in Ajmer, Rajasthan, right? And yeah, when he was 12, he knew that he's gay, okay? So it's not that he wasn't sure of what is happening. He knew when he was 12 that, yeah, I'm gay, okay? So he was the only son of Maharana Shri Raghubir Singh Ji Rajendra Singh Ji Sahib, right? He was the Maharana of Rajpipla and Mother Maharani Rukmini Devi, okay? So he was the only son, and I think he had another sister, okay? So, in the royal family, it's the son that is the king after, the king dies, and son has to be the king, prince has to be the king, all that things. Yeah, so that is why him being the only son is important, okay? Now, he actually had an arranged marriage in 1991. His dad, he just arranged his marriage to some girl who was princess, okay? And the thing is that he thought, you know what, maybe if I get married, I will have kids and I'll have a wife, and maybe then I will get back to normal. I might not have these feelings for other men, right? And this is what he thought, and he just got married. But unfortunately, he got divorced within a year in 1992, right? Because obviously being gay is not a bimari, right? So it wouldn't go away like that, and that happened. Now, in 2002, he had a nervous breakdown and he was taken to a psychiatrist. Obviously, he took psychiatric help and medical help, and the psychiatrist actually told his parents that your boy is gay, right? And, we are not talking about 2022, we are talking about 1990s and early 2000s. That time, the whole I am gay thing wasn't okay with people, with anybody whatsoever. It was such a huge thing, like, yeah. People still can't deal with it. Imagine this around 30 years back. It obviously wasn't acceptable, okay? I think times back then were weird, okay? Gay people were literally shown as cartoons, and that was a whole different time, and this obviously wasn't a good time, okay? So what really happened was, when this whole thing happened, the family just left where they were living and they went to Rajpipla, right? And they were just staying there, low-key, not telling anybody, just minding their own business. That is what was happening. So in 2005, our prince, he met a reporter. His name was Chirantan Bhatt, and he actually had this conversation with this guy, what is happening and how traumatic his life is and what he's dealing with. And within a year, I think his coming out made headlines in the newspaper. And by what I mean by coming out is when a gay person, they actually tell their sexuality to a lot of people. That is when you come out, okay? And his coming out was all there in the headlines. Everybody knew about it. It was a huge scandal. And this is exactly when, the parents, they actually just got it written in the newspaper that he is no longer our heir, right? Yeah, your parents just stop accepting you, and that is the lowest low one can have, right? And obviously this happened, and people, they lost their shit, okay? People started giving death threats, they were shouting slogans, Puri hai hai ho rahi thi everywhere, and it was just not good, right? Now, what he told back then was that he was actually, now the trauma that he was going through, that he did talk to the reporter, what was really happening was he was actually being given therapy to convert him into a straight person, and we all know that is not how it works, right? He was given shock therapies, the shock therapies we give to mentally challenged people, जो पागल होते हैं उनको हम shock therapy देते हैं. That is exactly what was being happening to him, and that is exactly what was happening to him. Obviously, it's pretty traumatic and it's not good, right? So this whole thing, this whole coming out, Prince being a gay in 2006, like 2005 and 6 was not the time we were talking about gay people. It was a huge scandal. People were not having it, and it just went off. Okay, now when this was happening, there was another thing that happened, and that was Oprah Winfrey show, when she was talking about gay people around the world, he called up Prince, so he went on the Oprah Winfrey show in 2007, which is a huge thing for any, just if you would have been a regular Prince, she wouldn't have called you, but now she did, which is great, right? And what boggles my mind is the fact that it took him 30 years to tell his truth. He was just living this life of lie, and he never told anybody that he's gay, he's not straight, and people were like, oh yeah, they'll get married, they'll have kids. Our Prince over here is approximately 55 years old, right? And he is working every day to, provide better rights to the LGBTQ community. He was an active member of, the whole protests that were going on when they wanted to lift the Section 377. Now, what is Section 377? Yeah, that is what is important about the story. What really blew my mind when I was reading the story was the fact that up until 2018, homosexuality was illegal in India. You could have been jailed just for being gay. Gay activities were against the law of nature. That is what they said. And if you were gay, if you were involved in these activities, jail time for you. I mean, this just blows my mind. Like, as a country, why were we so, how should I say this, orthodox until 2018, right? Which is weird, because I do know that this is not the 21st century is not the only time we are having LGBTQ community people. We had them even in the days of Mahabharata and all that stuff. Like, why is this being such a huge thing? It's just weird, and that just blew my mind. So our Prince was obviously an active member of this protest, and he actually has a 15-acre palace for any person from this community who is vulnerable. So if your family is just not supporting you, you are in that situation where you don't know what to do, you can totally just go to this palace, because it's all open for you, only for the community, of course, not for us. Okay, yeah, that is that. So the reason why I chose this story, and it's a Pride month, and it's important to talk about somebody who has gone through so much shit just for their sexuality. People every day are going through so much struggle that we don't even know of, and yeah. So yeah, that's it guys. That's it for today's video. I hope you like this video, because it's a real life story of somebody who has gone through a lot, and yeah. Oh, also, just a side thing. He got divorced in 1992, and I think he does have a partner right now. He is dating somebody, so his love life is going good. Okay, so let's just end this on a good note, right? So please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll meet you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.